From Indy streaming news leader, this is WRTV Trackside, streaming now.
And waving the green flag on day one of practice, Pacers forward O'Shea Brissett getting things started. A busy day, more than 2,000 laps on the track as practice is underway for the 106th running of the Indianapolis 500. We say thank you to the Silver Fox, Kevin Gregory, and the weather department, and anybody who had anything to do with this mid-70s day. Man, if the weather peaks at this point, we'll see if we could get one like this for race day. It would certainly be great, but a fantastic start to the activity out here on track, as we'll have practice over the course of these first 4 days of the week leading up to the qualifying weekend. We'll talk more about the schedule in a minute. One of the big storylines, though, in this will be the rookies in this field. And among them, of course, is someone who is very familiar here to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, just driving a different car. That would be four-time Brickyard champion JIMMIE Johnson, getting set for his first Indianapolis 500, driving that number 48 car for Chip Ganassi Racing. We got to look at JIMMIE on track for the first time here this morning, as he was getting some great tips, of course, from his teammate, Tony Kanaan, part of that Chip Ganassi Racing team. Alex Palou, the runner-up last year, will be in that group as well. But JIMMIE turning some laps, learning this car at this track, and every step of the way, Kanaan in his ear with something to offer.
With Tony, you never talk about racing. It's about everything else. So we told a few lies and a few stories, but I certainly appreciate his friendship and the way he keeps me laughing. I mean, he had me in tears a couple times over there with just typical Tony Kanaan things.
JIMMIE P3 on the speed chart today. Takuma Sato with a late lap up near 229, CGR 234. Out of that, some good speeds as the track cooled down this afternoon. We talk about former champions as well. There are 8 of them in this field, including the last 7 Indianapolis 500 winners. Of course, the big story, all eyes on Helio Castroneves. The drive for 5 is underway as that 06 Meyershank Racing team got to work a little bit of a slow start this morning. They were just kind of easing their way into things, but full go here this afternoon as Helio has his eyes on the biggest prize in Indy 500 history, but here on day one, just trying to get some proper work done.
You just got to make sure pace yourself. The race is 2 weeks from now, so we just got to make sure that we get first things first. Setup-wise, test items that we want to make sure that we feel it was going to be best, or not, and then keep it moving forward. Because if you try to count to 10, skipping 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, great point there from Helio. So here's a look at the rest of the week. Practice noon to 6 Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And as Kevin pointed out, all of that very much weather permitting, depending on how the rain might move through the area over the course of these next 3 days. Qualifying on Saturday, all 33 cars are in, but they will set the back 7 rows. The top 12 will come back and run for pole in that essentially that double shootout on Sunday, 12 to 6 to P1, as we try to set the field for this 106th Indianapolis 500. We'll see you back here tomorrow. We'll take another break. Be back to wrap up this edition of the news at 6 next.